ran him out the door. This is the kind of chair he'd be sitting on.
This is my family.
We wave? Oh, look at it.
Is it recording? See the numbers
Yes.
moving?
Yeah.
My name is Abigail Neeson, and I am going to be giving a speech about what I believe is the high heel phenomena. It is my informational speech, and this is my visual aid. I created a slideshow, which I will be passing around at the end for everyone to see. So you can see even closer. But it has to be, make sure that I'm showing all the way.
Showing.
Okay. So basically, I don't know if everybody always wondered this, but I know girls more so than anything. I always wondered about some of the history about high heels and where they came from, because I always thought to myself when cleaning out my closet, I had so many high heels, but I never really got to wear them all the time because as pretty as they are and as much as I love them, they're not really, always most comfortable, and they're hard to wear, wherever I'm going. It's not always accessible to wear them out everywhere you want to wear them to. And, knowing history from when my parents were younger, it was a common thing for women to wear dresses and high heels, and it was proper for them, and girls didn't wear pants or anything like that like we do today, and we're very free to wear whatever we want. So I looked up some of the history about it, and I thought it was interesting to find out that high heels were actually originally worn by men. They're actually originally worn by men. Mom, don't worry about the slideshow because I'm going to send it to her. They're originally worn by men by King Louis V. In the 1700s, he actually made a statement that only royalty could wear high heels that had red heels, had red soles of the heel, and that nobody could wear any heel taller than him, because years ago, centuries ago, heels were known as a form of royalty. That the higher the heel, the higher up you were, the more money you had, the more royal your family was. And so, learning that, I also learned that there isn't an actual date really as to how far heels go back, because they really actually go back to at the least 200 BC. And this was all according to ancientorigins.net. That was the website that I found some of this information on. And then I also found a picture of some of the high heels that were worn by women, actually, when they were starting to be worn by women. And they were so tall that the men had to help them walk around. Like, they could actually hardly walk. Like, the taller they were, like, the more money they made, so they barely even walked. They literally were being carried pretty much. But this type of shoe is actually called a chopine. And I thought it was interesting because I don't know if you girls out there have ever seen these high heels. They have them at Wet Seal and Charlotte's and Common Stores and just any store that really has high heels. I've noticed even Payless has these. I noticed a new style, which I thought was new, and I realized when I saw this picture, it was actually the same style. And that's when I was able to pull up a picture of even the most common celebrities. Lady Gaga wears them too. So even though, yes, she is not considered necessarily royalty, but in American culture, a celebrity kind of is royalty. So I thought it was interesting to show that, no matter how low the design and how tall the heel, even celebrities can get away with bringing things back that were famously known to be royalty, and clearly the status means nothing with this shoe anymore. The frame of the shoe is sold in many stores. So, all sorts of shoes are made for everyone now. There isn't really a specific type of shoe unless you're working in a kitchen or a construction worker or some sort, or even military, but there's very few shoes that are for specific people. So then I was thinking to myself, how could these things be so popular and everything for so long, and they're so uncomfortable. No matter how much we wear them, or for business or going out, they're very uncomfortable. And I thought to myself, what kind of damage could this also do to our bodies? Not only did they used to mean royalty and they used to mean a good thing, now through evolution they've turned into more of a bad thing. That basically they don't really mean royalty anymore, and they're actually bad for your feet and bad for your health. So this right here was just showing some statistics from the Glamour magazine did statistics and found that surveys on how many women actually own heels, and many of us women own at least 4 pairs of heels. Through the high heel evolution, high heels don't necessarily, and this was a picture showing that they don't necessarily mean royalty anymore, and that they actually kind of refer to ladies of the night, which is a bad reference morally and ethically in society. And this says, casual Friday for some people is when the stripper heels and hooker boots make their way out of the closet. And then the symbolism is that high heels to some people, but generally on TV and celebrities, mean a good thing. Like, not everybody is Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City and can wear those super high heels and get away with it in the office, because if you wear high heels like that in the office, it puts a bad name on you. It generally puts a bad name on you ethically, and it looks bad because not everybody can look like that comfortably every day. It shows what a bust high heels are, how they're actually bad for your feet and everything, and how what it actually looks like if you stood straight up at the angle that the shoes put you at, and how bad it is for you, and how really the flattest shoe with the most comfortable support and strength and comfortability for you on a daily basis, best walking shoes for you to wear, really walking shoes that are comfortable. And then this right here shows that 75% of the weight, like my dad also reminded me of, that the weight actually goes all the way on the front of your feet, the ball of your foot, and sometimes even your toes, and it can create foot spores, which is bone spores, which is actually a piece of bone that starts spurs, not spores. Spurs that actually is a piece of bone that starts growing out, and it's very painful. And then this right here also shows a whole bunch of different other things, how it stretches the plantar fascia, and which is a tendon between the ball of the foot on the bottom and the heel, and it stretches when you wear heels. It puts extra stress and pressure on your feet, and it creates inflammation. And it also creates bad posture, which a lot of people sometimes think it creates good posture because it forces you to stand up straight, which it actually doesn't, because it curves and puts more stress on your scale, on your vertebrae than you realize, because you're forcing yourself, and it's just more stress. And then not only do heels no longer resemble royalty, but they resemble ladies of the night, more of an ethically bad thing, and no matter where you're at, even in the office, it can come off as kind of a bad thing. But not only that, but they're bad for you. They can create bad posture and heel spurs and back pain and deform your feet and be bad for your plantar fascia. Either way, they're actually not the best for you, and good walking shoes are really the best for you. Thank you again.